Hi, beautiful people. So I came outside. So y'all see, I tried to roll my little hair. I tried to roll it. I gave myself a, I have it pinned up in the back, but I gave myself a little makeover, trying to give my hair, my real hair, sort of like a break. Since trying to get my real hair break since I took those braids out, because I don't want to pull on it anytime soon. But anyway, I just wanted to come outside and do, I ain't even bring my tarot cards with me, so y'all know I'm just out here just to talk. It is so beautiful out here. I came for a walk. I came outside so I could take a nice little walk and enjoy this weather while it is, while it's still sort of, nice out and things like that before the cold really kicks in. Ooh. All right, hold on. Let me see something. All right, y'all. So, wanted to give y'all some sort of updates because I was expecting backlash after I uploaded that domestic violence video. I did lose some of my viewers, which is kind of unfortunate because I figure we are in the year 2022. So, you would think that people are more open-minded to domestic violence survivors or domestic violence victims, right? But, and excuse me, because I'm sitting, if I have to get up and move, I'm pretty sure, I've seen a few ants crawling around, but I don't want to be sitting on their house or anything like that where they get to crawling all over me. But yeah, so I just, and I ain't bring my yoga mat. Man, I always think about everything after I leave out the house, and I be like, I think subconsciously it just be that I don't want to carry all that stuff. So like I love to walk, but I just don't want to have to walk carrying a lot of stuff. I think most of the time when I walk, the heaviest thing I carry is my weights, So things like that. But anything else, I try to make sure it's not too heavy. But anyway, yeah. So I noticed that and I was like, wow. So I don't know if you all noticed, like if you could see how many views I've been getting on some of my things. So there may be some people who are offended by the fact that I spoke about the domestic violence situation. But when are we going to get to that point where survivors always have to talk about something and away from the community? It's almost as if we need to put an image up that nothing is ever wrong. And I feel like so many survivors need to step up and need to be more vocal about it, because that would encourage victims to step up and be more vocal about it. Too many victims are shamed. I know I was shamed. So too many victims are shamed until they find their voice and just don't care about the shame anymore. So I'm not going to apologize about calling people out for their behavior towards me after that situation, whether they knowingly was acting a certain way or not. I just think as a society, I don't care whether it's a domestic violence survivor or not. I think we just need to be more conscious about how we treat each other. I know me, I try to treat people right. Have I always done that in the past? No. When you're young, sometimes you make bad decisions or bad mistakes. Ouch. That freaking claimant. I just stuck myself. But sometimes when you're young, you make bad decisions or bad mistakes. I was wondering why it stuck me. That was a holly leaf. I didn't even realize I was sitting in front of a holly tree. I love holly trees. They're gorgeous. They say green all year, and they have the little red bulbs on it. I didn't even realize this was a holly tree, and I love holly. That's one of my favorite trees. Oh, attracted me to it. But yeah, so hopefully one day we'll get to that place where people don't feel like they have to be quiet about it. You know, you just don't, you shouldn't be in that energy where you feel like you always have to mute yourself, especially after you've suffered in silence for so long. And so I encourage any domestic violence victims, speak up. Don't worry about it. If the society that you are living in now, don't get it twisted. Like, let's I just want to say this. Not everybody in my city, there's plenty of people in my city who have tried to reach out to me. And maybe it's because I'm on YouTube. Maybe it's because, you know, we just haven't talked in a long time. I don't know. And some of them I have no desire to reconnect with, but I'm just not that type that's phony about that kind of stuff. Like, I'm older in age, so I don't have it in me to be, you know, like how I was in my teenage years and overlooking a lot of stuff. I just don't have that in me. Some people are comfortable maneuvering through life where they could pretend to like people and then they really don't. I would prefer, if I like you, then I like you, and if I don't, I don't. That doesn't, if I don't like you, don't mean you're a bad person. It just could just mean that our personalities don't mesh, you know, and that's totally okay. Some people don't like me, and I'm totally okay with that. Thought I saw a red robin. Y'all, I mean, a red cardinal. I don't know why they follow me. Everywhere I go, I see red cardinals or either blue robins. So, but anyway, which is actually a sign of spirit. So, okay, and that's a mosquito. I don't like them. But anyway, so I don't expect for everybody to agree with me. I don't expect for everyone to like me. Don't you bite me. Daggone mosquitoes. Shoot. But one thing about me, one thing I've noticed about myself, even if I don't care for someone, even if I don't like their content, or let me correct that, even if it's certain things in their content that I don't like. So just say, because there's plenty of YouTubers where if I scroll through, I may stop on their content, and 80% of the stuff that they say I enjoy. I'm like, oh, okay, it's relatable, I like it, this, that, and the other. The other 30%, I may be like, no, I'm not really feeling that, this, that, and the other. But does that mean that I'm going to try to stop supporting their channel or whatever just because we have a difference of opinion? No. That's a part of being an adult. People are going to say things that you don't agree with. That opens the door for open conversations, communication, you know. But if you're in an energy where you can't accept someone's opinion that's different from yours, then that's really a problem, like a self problem. You know, that's not the other person's problem. So, a little brush on. So, I just thought to myself, I said, wow, we still in times where people, they feel like they have to bite their tongue, but I'm just not there. I'm not biting my tongue. You know, I don't believe in disrespecting anyone. But got you. He bit my ankle and was about to go in for my leg. Got you. But yeah, I don't believe in this, but I just don't deal with anyone who think that it's okay to disrespect me. And so I just realized, I said, wow, I said, putting up a video about, and remember, oh, y'all remember in the video when I mentioned something about, I said hit dogs will holler? And it's so true, because if I'm putting up content about a domestic violence situation that I survived, and I appreciate everybody in the comment section who gave me a lot of feedback, a lot of positive feedback, or just shared your experiences, your stories. I'm pretty sure you helped so many people who did not want to leave a comment out of, maybe it was out of fear. Their person may be, constantly monitoring their phone, things like that. But that just opens the door for women to know that you're not alone. You're not alone in any situation like that. You're not alone. You may feel like you're alone. You may feel like you're the only one going through it. You may feel some sort of shame or embarrassment. I know I did. I felt so much shame and embarrassment when I was going through that. I was ashamed of how my face looked. I was ashamed that I was with somebody for that long. I had people asking me, well, why didn't you leave him the first time? And I just didn't know what to say. I was just, young, and but I still was sort of inner energy where I was trying to get myself together. But I just wish that I had like a different group of people around me at that time that kind of could lead me, that would have led me in a better direction. I always hung around people who were older than me, and I found out later on that certain people were deliberately leading me down the wrong path for kicks and giggles. I trusted them and stuff like that because they were older. But that's neither here nor there, because I don't really want to get into that. But I want you all to realize that it's so many blessings out here just waiting for y'all. And I know when you going through, even if you haven't experienced a domestic violence situation, it could have been a situation where you just got out of a bad relationship, even if that's the situation and you feel a little beat up behind it, you may feel a little embarrassed. This person may have tried to embarrass you in some way, publicly embarrass you, after the breakup, said some foul things or about you, could have been not true or could have been true, but very personal. Whatever the situation is, know that, you get up every day, and every day you get up after that, life does improve a little bit more. Sometimes, now, I'm not going to sugarcoat things. Sometimes it do get worse before it get better. Sometimes it does. But hang in there. Don't do what I did when I was so young. I didn't know how bad I needed counseling. Not only for that domestic violence situation, but I actually needed counseling for my childhood trauma. And so I just didn't realize it back then. I swear I didn't. And so that was a daggone ant that got all the way up my back. Let me shake my shirt out. So I may walk over here. I'm gonna walk over here, y'all. I'm gonna just keep the camera on. I'm gonna walk over here and sit on this bench instead of sitting on the ground. It's shade over here. That's why I sit over here, because it's shade. I ain't got time to be having a daggone ants crawling on me, so I'ma just that mosquito got my daggone ankle. Man, I think mosquitoes are all female. Whew. Got my ankle, honey. Okay, so y'all hold on, because I'm gonna go over to this. Oh, ouch. These Harley things are so sticky. My butt wet. Trying to put my jacket over my butt, because some people be acting like they ain't never seen a woman with hips and behind. Hold on, y'all. So I'm gonna walk across the street. I gotta let all these cars go past. I gotta keep water with me when I'm walking, because I noticed they getting better. Like now that I've changed my diet, it's getting better. But I used to have really bad allergies. I'm talking about eyes bloodshot red, throat itching, scalp itching, everything. But now that I've been changing my diet, a lot of that is clearing up. I was trying to find a bench that has that one. That got that's in the shade. This one in the sun. So I'm gonna use that one. It is so beautiful out here, y'all. Blue skies. It was a rack of kids over here earlier riding their bikes, so that's another reason why I sat over there, because it was so much noise. And I love to see kids outside getting exercise. It reminds me of when I was a kid. Now all the kids be wanting to sit in the house. You be like, if you don't go outside somewhere, be a kid. Get a couple of scrapes and bruises on you. I swear to toughen you up. Now you some good memories. Okay. So, can y'all see me? All right. I should have bought the other one. This one I can't even. Can y'all see me? All right. So anyway. So I just kind of feel like we really should be in that energy now where we don't even have to make women feel bad. Remember I said it's a lot of abusers that watch my channel. And unfortunately, when you speak about domestic violence, and when you hear a person speak about domestic violence and you know that you are in that abuser type energy, not the one who got abused, but you're in that abuser type energy, and you hear someone speak about it, that's a perfect opportunity for you to learn. You know, open your mind up, learn from what you've done. Instead of being in the energy of, why are they talking about it? They're trying to shame me. They're trying to hurt me. They're bringing up the past. If you spent years putting that person down or saying something negative about that individual, and they've had to endure all of that, and they finally speak up and you can't handle it, go seek counseling. I will never forget this one counselor I used to talk to, one of the many counselors I talked to through the years. But I would never forget, she told me one time, she said, you know, my clients are victims, the ones, or they're survivors, not victims, survivors. They're survivors. They survived what they've been through. But she said that she just was really upset because she said a lot of times, not only do the survivors need help and need to be in counseling, but so do the people who did it. They need to be in counseling. She said, but that's the part that a lot of people are missing. You know, the survivors go out, they need help, they need somebody to talk to, they realize that they're repeating unhealthy cycles in their life. And so what they do is go seek help. Eventually, may not be as soon as they need it, but at least they go seek it eventually. She said, but we live in a world where the person who is out here causing so much trauma and damage to these survivors never get help. They don't even think they're still mingling. And I'm not talking about in the metropolitan area. I'm talking about throughout the world. I'm just talking about people in general. You never see people who have chosen to be an abuser. And I'm not talking about people who are good at defending themselves. I know plenty of people who can fight. They can shoot. I know women who can fight better than some men. I know men out here who shoot. They, regardless of their size, they got that 1-2 punch with them. A 1-2 knockout. But they not out here bothering nobody. They out here minding their business. They go through their day. You know, they don't, only time that you see them get out of character is when somebody do something to them. That's it. But they not out here being bullies and bothering anyone, trying to cause trauma in anyone's life or anything. But then you have the cowards who, they may be able to fight, but they still carry that coward spirit on them because they feel like they have to use it's like, oh, you going through something, you're vulnerable, oh, this is a perfect time for me to take advantage. But see, I call them cowards because they pick what they feel like are easy targets. They pick people who they feel like are vulnerable, who are smaller than them, who they view as the weaker sex, things like that. It's a difference. Again, I know plenty of people who can handle themselves out here, but those are the ones who, most of the people who I know like that, don't mess with nobody. They don't bother anybody. They say to themselves, this, that, and the other. Anyway, and I just didn't want to be that type of person. So when I saw that, and I said, wow. So after I upload a video, and I mentioned some abusers were watching my channel, that also let me know that people, some of the people who were watching my channel wasn't supporting me for the right reasons. Me speaking up about what I experienced, my trauma, should never make people want to stop watching my channel. You know, it's plenty of stuff that I watch, and I support some YouTubers. Even if I don't listen to what they're saying, I'll still click on their video and I just turn the volume down. I might be out taking care, like doing something, but just to show them some support, I'll just still go ahead and watch their video. I mean, I'll still go ahead and click on their video. I just turn the volume down and I'll push the like button, you know? And so just to show my support to their channel. But that's just the type of spirit I vibrate in, you know? And I wasn't sugarcoating it or playing when I said that I really do pray for my enemies. Like I do. I literally keep, and I ain't talking about one of them shady prayers like, Lord help them, you know, not one of them. I'm talking about when I pray for them, I ask God to please, whatever it was in their spirit, on their spirit, whatever happened in their life that caused them a lot of trauma, whatever happened in their life that got them to that point where they felt like they had to, whether it was external influences or whether it was enablers or whatever it was that got them to that point, it's so important for them to get some help. And so I always pray for them, like, God, please help them so they can heal inside, try to make better choices moving forward, you know, see the error of their ways so they can grow, heal, whatever, so they're not out here, you know, still having negative energy and projecting it on someone, because honestly, that could be very dangerous. You have to realize, if you feel like you've gotten away with harming someone, and so now you feel all big and bad, this, that, and the other, it's always somebody who's bigger and badder. Know that. So if you're out here, you feel like it's funny that you harmed someone, you think that someone is, you may go ahead and say, okay, well, shoot, I got away with doing it this time, so I'm gonna go do it that time. And that time may be the time that you lose your life or your freedom or something, you know? So it's important for us all to learn from ourselves. And it's not, if I upload content about domestic violence, that's not an opportunity to say, oh, well, you know, I don't want to, you know, she talking about domestic violence and whatever. It's so important that we get to that point in our life. We're not shaming victims. We're not shaming survivors. We're not trying to silence survivors, you know? So, because my video numbers have dropped significantly, it also affected my money. So I could tell that whoever that was, they understand how YouTube works, right? So it was done intentionally. It was like, oh, okay, you want to speak up about what you've been through, so I'm gonna try to affect your money. And it's sad that it's that way. It's truly sad. But for me, I just keep moving forward. And I'm gonna keep speaking about it, because I'm trying to encourage other people to step up. Don't feel shame. Don't wear that cloak of shame like I did for so long. You know, speak up about it. Say how you feel. Don't let people try to silence you. Don't let people try to make you feel bad because of what you experienced. If they have some guilt behind what they did, they need to go seek help. Stop pretending like you don't need help because society has accepted you for being an abuser. You know, stop acting like you don't need help. You do need help. So people shouldn't have to feel like they have to walk on eggshells just, you know, to be around you or anything. So And like I said over there, it doesn't matter whether it's domestic violence, whether it's any sort of like situation where you feel like you are trying to control a person out of fear. And so it's just, so many women and men go through that. A lot of times people don't want to talk about, I know a lot of men don't want to talk about what they've experienced out of embarrassment. But it's so important that we take that stigma away from that. So that's all. It's beautiful out here, y'all. I'm about to finish enjoying the rest of my day. I'm not going to do any reading. I may do a reading when I get back in. And then I'll just upload it for... and if you emailed me, make sure like you emailed me. If you emailed me and you have not received a response from me, because I get a boatload of emails, so email me again and I'll respond. Just put, second email or second attempt or something like that, or whatever, and I will definitely respond, because I went through most of my emails. So if I didn't respond, just email me again, and I will get back to you, okay? So y'all make sure y'all go out here, y'all support these domestic violence victims. I appreciate y'all supporting my videos. It's unfortunate that me speaking on that caused people to try to hurt me financially on the back end, and but I expected that. I said watch, hit dogs holler, and just like I said, it happened. People can't handle, because if the shoe fit, wear it. If it doesn't, why are you upset about it? Like me, if I know somebody uploads some content and it's not me, it's not something I've done, why would I get offended? And they're speaking in general about their life or what some sort of experience they had. So why would I get offended if it doesn't apply to me? The only people who get offended is the people who played a role in it, like for covering for abusers, or either people who abuse people themselves. Those are the only people who get offended by stuff like that. So, because I know I don't. There's plenty of stuff that I see on, social media websites that people express how they feel, and you just move forward. It's not always what I agree with or whatever, but I've experienced so much. And I think in one of the other videos I was talking to, in one of the other videos, it's the part 2 video, and I mentioned how one of the young ladies who relocated outside of the DMV area, she was telling, because we both went through something very similar. She was going through a lot of situations with the person she was with too, but she wound up getting away. She didn't have any children by them and stuff like that. She wound up getting away and improving her life, and so we didn't really have to worry about a whole bunch of but anyway, so we were talking, and she was just saying, like, she's so happy that she got away. She said, but I didn't even realize, Leslie, how damaged I was, because even once I got out of this area, I still felt so much shame. Like when people would ask me about what happened when she started dating again. And she said she didn't tell the person who she was dating for like the first 2 years. She didn't tell them that, she had gone through a domestic violence situation, because she was still embarrassed about it. And but she was going to meetings, like support groups, and so she was just saying how, one day he had asked her, like, where do you go, like, why are you going to a support group, and this, that, and the other. And so she just went on and told him, and he was like, why didn't you tell me? And she said, because I just wanted to build a connection with you without you knowing that, but that's a part of my past. It's just that, my past. And so and she was like, and I'm getting over that hump of feeling shame about what I experienced. She was like, for so long, even when I relocated, I still felt a lot of shame. And I just think it's so sad that we're living in the 2022, and there's still people out here that feel so much shame for something that they did not provoke or do. And I just wish I wish it would change. I really do, I wish men would start holding men accountable. I wish women would start supporting women better, and without them feeling like they always have to be catty about it or condescending, you know. Just let people kind of, because you know, even like with me, I'm far from perfect. I've made so many mistakes in my life. It's unbelievable. I ain't got enough fingers or toes for for the amount of mistakes I've made. I ain't gonna lie. I don't have enough fingers and toes for them, honey. Um, but at least I admit, and I went and got help for mistakes that I've made. But I went and got help because I acknowledged that I needed help. Whereas if you're dealing with someone who is in that energy where they really have convinced themselves that they have never done anything wrong, or it's always an excuse why they did something, but you know, they continuously do it, that's some person who does not want to get help. They don't even see anything wrong with abuse. They don't see anything wrong with what they've done, the damage they've caused in their life, in another person's life. I went through so many financial issues, and don't get it twisted. Like, I'm still going through stuff sometimes financially. Like, it has gotten a lot better, but I still have those moments where I'm like, you know, and it isn't always easy, but I'm grateful for everything that I do have. And I just make sure that I no longer let people sort of shortchange me. I've had people that, you know, I've noticed that they will, to me and someone else, will offer a service, right? And our prices will be the same. They'll go to them and have no problem with paying full price. The quality of the service is the same and everything. But they'll come to me and expect a discount. And that's the thing. Like, you got to realize a lot of small business owners, we can't give major discounts in the beginning because we're still trying to get our business established and grounded, and you know, things like that. So if you go out here and spend, you know, $500 on a Gucci belt, or $1,200 on something that's on your outer body, that you, in a year or two, you're not even, or in a few months, you may not even wear it anymore, but you have an issue with paying for a service where you can get spiritual guidance and spiritual healing, you know. I was able to manifest a lot of positive things, a lot of positive change in my life. And so I know manifestation works. I know it works. I've been able to do that. I do use cinnamon. You can always tell people, like, I think this was in the beginning when I used to tell people certain things that they can do to kind of improve their life during meditation. But yeah, you can also write your affirmations. They have to be very clear on a I was about to say an olive leaf. That is a gorgeous dog. Wait a minute, because y'all know every time I see these damn dogs, I be getting all distracted. They look like a baby cane corso. Not a baby, he gotta be at least a year old. But he is gorgeous. Wow, those are some strong dogs. They are strong. Even as puppies, they're strong. I used to walk them. Even as puppies, they're strong. He need to have a stronger collar on that dog, because if that dog really wanted to get off of that collar, he could. Oh, that's a girl. She's girl. Her coat is pretty. I don't know why. She must have just, I thought she was had puppies or something. And so, but yeah, I just had to get to the point. What was I saying? I was talking about the cinnamon. Yep, you can take some cinnamon and like pour it in your hands. Speak your affirmations, blow it right outside your door, so that prosperity can come into your home.
Where are you going?
But it's a lot of things that you can do. Maybe I should make a list. I don't know. Maybe that's something I can do. Okay, ants. Got up from over there and y'all came over here crawling up. Leave me alone. But y'all, that's all I wanted to say. Make sure y'all out here supporting men. Make sure y'all out here supporting women who are domestic violence survivors. If you know, and I ain't saying somebody who is still in a domestic violence situation. I'm telling you to be careful, because those situations can be deadly. But if a woman needs some help, she's serious about leaving the person, she's done with a relationship, she's gone through the proper channels, she's filed paperwork with the authorities just to keep it on record. I hate to say this, restraining orders don't work. The best to me, a restraining order is just something, a legal document where you can say, okay, I've been having an issue with this person and I've gone to the courts for help. So anything you do after that really is in self-defense, because you've gone and asked for help, or you put things into place to try to to show the person that you're serious and that you no longer want to be bothered. So if they're not taking it serious, then But some of this is also age related, because you have some young people, they don't know any better, so they make all these horrible mistakes in their youth. And then the next thing you know, they get older and they have all these regrets and all this kind of stuff. So I'm praying for all of my domestic violence. And when I say, that's not only domestic violence too, like women who are going through financial abuse, women who are going through any sort of like emotional abuse or verbal abuse, So not only just physical abuse, but I'm praying for you all, and just hang in there, okay? It does get better. You may feel alone at times, like people just don't understand, or it don't even make sense. I can't even believe the way society is set up sometimes for some places. It's just, I don't know. But see if you can get someone who will really help you out, okay? Someone who can talk to you, someone you can talk to, someone you can kind of vent with. I write a lot, so that's very therapeutic for me. Like, I love to write, so I write a lot and get my stuff out, talk to people that I can actually trust, and that's how I get mine out. On people walking their dogs now. Child, I came to over here, wasn't nobody over here. It's like 15 people now. But anyway, all right, y'all. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Y'all be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Keep checking out my videos. Appreciate all the comments in the comment section, all the feedback. I appreciate that. And hopefully the people who felt triggered by my videos will kind of reach out and get the help that they need, whether it's, if they felt triggered by the video because they felt like, oh, I know I abused people, or I know I abused some women in my life. So if they feel that way, and then I spoke on it and it kind of triggered them, then maybe they'll go reach out and get help. Maybe everything happened for a reason. Maybe they'll reach out and go get some help so they can make themselves better. If not, and if I triggered some people who are domestic violence victims, or it was hard for them to hear that, then hopefully eventually they'll reach out to someone like a counselor or something and get help too. But that's the end of this that's the end of this video. I appreciate you all for hanging out with me, and I will upload this. I'm about to go for a nice little walk, things like that. So I'll finish uploading the rest of everything later, and I will talk with you all soon.